Friends, listen to this story carefully, because this story will be useful to you throughout your life. Hello friends, and it's a great honor to you at my channel. It was a long time ago, there was a small town. A very rich business used to live in that town. That rich man had everything to say. There was no shortage of anything. That rich man had achieved great heights in his life. His business was going on very well. His father had told him 4 things, which he used to follow regularly. Because of those things, his life was very happy. He was successful in every field of life. Like this, a lot of time passed, and now that rich man had become very old. Now he started feeling that my death was very imminent. My death is near, I can die at any time, and he knew that his son is very innocent. He has no understanding of worldly things yet, so he called his son to him and said to his son, "Son, I learned 4 things from my father. I had learned and implemented the same things in my life. According to them, because of them, today I am so successful in my life. I am living my life happily. Because of those things, today I am so happy, satisfied, and so rich. I have never had any illness, nor have I ever had any shortage of money, and you can see that I am the richest person in the city. But today I am satisfied with whatever I have. I am happy, but I want you to go further than me. You earn more name, you earn more money. People should know about you and recognize you, because our time was different and your future time will be different." That rich man called his son closer to him and said to him, "I thought, son, today I am going to tell you 4 important things in the world which were told to me by my father, and because of this, I am so successful today. If you have adopted all these things in your life and follow them regularly. If you do this, then you will also become very rich in your life. Spend your life very happily. According to these things, neither will there be any sorrow in your family, nor will there be any problem in your business." Having said this, the rich man will leave his house. He starts telling 4 things to his son. He says, "Son, the first thing is to go to work in the shade and come back in the shade. The second thing is to keep a leather fence around your house. The third thing is to always sweeten your food, and the 4th thing is to love your wife." Having said this, the rich man was now sure that he knew that his son is very innocent. He will definitely listen to his father and will implement all these 4 things in his life and will also follow them. Very soon something will happen. Months passed, and then one day the rich man died. After his father's death, the rich man's son wrote all those 4 things on a paper, so that he would not forget them and he would follow those things in his life. He started following those 4 things. The first thing that his father had told him was to go to the shade and come to the shade. So he got a tent put up on the entire way from his house to his shop, because he had a lot of money and there was no one to stop him. Whenever someone asked him why he did this, he would just say in response that my father has asked me to do the same. After this, he followed his father's next statement. He built a wall made of leather on both sides of his house. Seeing this, the people around him became very angry and even quarreled with him. Many people even asked him why he did this. Why did he build a wall made of leather? The leather stinks a lot and it hurts us. Get it removed today itself. But no one could do anything wrong to him because he had a lot of money, hence no one could oppose him for long, and he also made up his mind. He had taken the decision that he would follow all the instructions of his father with all his heart. His father had told him 30 things about sweetening his food. That is why he had asked his wife to make him something sweet to eat every day. He kept eating all this, and the 4th thing his father had told him was to always keep his wife tied. That is why he used to keep his wife tied with a rope every day. Many days passed like this, and soon he became the husband of rich man's son. His life was gradually getting ruined because he had misinterpreted all the things his father said, and he was following them accordingly. Soon his big business started coming to a standstill and the number of customers started decreasing. This was because he used to go to the shop whenever he felt like it, and whenever he felt like it, he used to return home from the shop. He was not interested in his father's business, due to which all his customers were now getting angry with him. Now they were leaving that shop one by one. In this way, his entire business was now ruined. The business for which his father had worked hard to maintain, that business was completely ruined in a few months. Now his business had reduced a lot, due to which he was very upset. He was very worried, and along with this he had got a wall made of leather all around his house, due to which a very bad smell had spread around. All those who lived around him left that house and settled somewhere else. Due to the smell of leather, no one used to come to his house. Even his friends and relatives used to hesitate in coming to that house, but now he also could not understand why all this was happening. He had started feeling very upset, and he always used to eat sweet food, due to which his weight had increased a lot, and due to this obesity, there were so many diseases in his body. Diseases had made their home. People started coming to his house every day, due to these reasons. His money also started getting wasted in these things, and the fourth thing he had obeyed from his father was that he would keep his wife tied, due to which, his wife became angry with him and she left the house and returned to her parents' house. He tried various measures to convince his wife, but his wife did not agree, and anyway, why would any woman want to live with a man who abuses her unnecessarily? You keep tying him to useless things, and soon the whole life of rich man's son was ruined. Neither he had any business left, nor any money, nor his wife, nor that relative who went around him for money. Moreover, now his health was also not good, due to which he started feeling very worried. He was not able to understand all this, what was happening and why was it happening. He was very worried about all these things. He remained upset, and in his mind he cursed his father and said, "Father, you have ruined my entire life. Because of those four things of yours, today everything has been taken away from me. Neither I have any business, nor any wealth, nor my wife. Neither my relatives nor my wife, and even my health have left me. If I had not accepted those four things of yours, if I had not implemented them in my life, then today I would have been living a happy life. What did I get by following these four things of yours? Like an obedient son, I followed all your words very well, believed in them and followed them, but I was a fool to blindly believe those things of yours." Having said this, he started crying bitterly. Then one day he came to know that a sage has come to his nearby town, and that sage tells the solution to everyone's problems. No matter what the problem is, he definitely solves it. Hearing this, he thought, "Let's meet together and see, maybe I can find a solution to my problem too." With this hope, he went to that saint. After reaching there, he fell straight at his feet and started crying loudly, saying, "O Master, now only you can save me. My father has ruined my whole life. Whatever my condition is today, it is all because of my father. I always did as my father told me, like a good son, I did everything to him. Listen to the words, fulfilled all my duties, and see what my father did to me even before his death. He taught me wrong things, and today, I have to suffer the consequences, because I implemented all his words in my life and followed them, and see today. What happened to me? My entire life was ruined. I still couldn't understand why my father did this to me. Did I do anything wrong to him?" Saying this, he started crying even louder in front of that monk. Suddenly that saint said to that rich man's son, "Son, shut up. First tell me everything about yourself. What has happened to you? Why are you crying like this? What is the reason for your problem?" After that saint said this, that rich man's son placed the slip in the hands of the sage which his father gave him before dead, in which he had written 4 things about his father. The sage took the slip and started reading it, and as soon as he read it, he started laughing loudly and said to that rich man's son that "You are such a fool. Your father gave you all the knowledge of the world, but you could not understand it, you could not follow it properly, and say that your father has shown you the wrong path, you have given the wrong message. Your father was testing you to see whether you could understand his words or not, whether you could interpret his words correctly or not. If he wanted, it would mean you are good. He could have explained it in different ways, but he wanted you to know the meaning of these things yourself, to understand for yourself what these things mean, but now it seems as if your intellect has become completely corrupted. I have never seen a bigger fool than you. Don't you see, how can someone who has so much knowledge of the world do such a big stupidity? You don't have any knowledge. If you had understood the true meaning of these things, then you too would have achieved success in your life. You would have been successful like your father, you would have been happy, and your life would have been going on happily, but you are so old that you misinterpreted your father's words. You did not even think about the meaning of those words. You did as he said. If you were not able to understand the meaning of those things, then you could have met some knowledgeable person and you would have got the meaning of those things from him, but the meaning is not the same as you have understood these words of your father. The son of a rich merchant says, "O Master, what do you want to say? Am I not understanding my father's words properly, and is it worth understanding anyway?" He had told everything clearly, and I have told him the same thing in my life. When I took it down properly, then what have I done wrong? The guru once again started smiling and said to that rich man's son, "Son, there is a deep meaning behind these things that have been written, which you could not understand, that's why. You did this stupid thing and because of this you ruined your whole life, but still nothing has gone wrong, you still have a lot of time. If you want then by working hard from now onwards you can once again get that happiness and prosperity in your life. You can achieve everything." On this the son says, "Okay Guru, please explain to me the meaning of those 4 things. What is the meaning of those 4 things?" On this he says to the son, "Your father told you. Going to work in the shade and coming in the shade means that you reach the shop before the sun rises and come back home only after the sunset, so that you will be able to get maximum time at the shop and understand the work well. You will be able to do that work well, you will be able to concentrate your mind in improving that work and you will be able to progress in your work, but you have taken the wrong meaning of it. You have got such a tent installed from your house to the shop which you can come in the shade and you can go in the shade. Now you tell me, did you understand the true meaning of these words of your father?" Hearing this, the rich man's son started crying loudly and said, "Oh master, it was my fault. I misinterpreted these words of my father and due to this, today I am completely ruined. I was the biggest fool. My father gave me such important knowledge." Further, he was rich man's son. He says to master, "What is the second thing? What is its meaning?" Further, while explaining the meaning of the second thing, master says, "To get the leather tied, it means that you keep a dog or a cat in your house. When you keep a dog or cat in your house, so it will protect your house from all sides, due to which your wealth will be completely safe and you will be able to concentrate on the shop without any worries. You will be able to understand the work of the shop and will be able to progress, and what's more, you will never have this fear in your mind. It may happen that some thief might come and steal my property. This is the real meaning of getting a leather dam done, but you have taken the meaning of getting a leather done to something else. You have got only 2 walls of your house completely filled with leather, due to which the bad smell spread all around. Your neighbors also left their houses and went somewhere else. Even your friends and relatives started feeling hesitant in coming to your house because of that smell, and now the situation has become such that no one comes to the house, and due to this, people start not liking you, and this is also the reason for your ruin." Further, rich man's son says, "Oh master, all this is fine, but what is the use of sweetening the food? Have I misinterpreted this? I ate sweets every day as per my father's advice, and today see how heavy my body has become, due to which I am surrounded by many diseases. Am I wrong in this also?" Was he understanding? On this, the sage said to the rich man's son, "Yes, you have misinterpreted this also. The meaning of eating something sweet is that whenever you feel hungry fast, only then you have to eat, not before and after that. Neither after that, otherwise if you are not hungry and you get food, then you will never appreciate that food, that bread will never taste sweet to you, no matter how delicious that food is, no matter how wonderful the food is, you will never be able to respect him. But when a person is very hungry, even if you keep dry bread in front of him, it is no less than a punch match for him, he will eat it with love. Eats, respects that bread and finds that bread sweet. That is why your father had said that eating food sweetened will also be good for your health, because when a person is hungry and at that time when he eats food, it is like nectar for him, and whereas when a person is not hungry and he eats food at such a time, it is like poison for him, it can cause a lot of harm to him, but you have heard about it. You had also misinterpreted it, you started eating sweets every day, due to which your weight started increasing, and due to this many diseases made their home in your body and it was taking you closer to death. Hence from now onwards, whenever you feel very hungry, eating food only when you feel like it will be very beneficial for you and will help you in making your body always healthy, and whenever you do not need food and you are not hungry, never eat food at such a time. It will prove to be very harmful for you, and this is it was your 3rd mistake due to which your entire life was getting ruined." Further, rich man's son says that the 4th thing is clearly written that you should always keep your wife tied, so it also has a different meaning. Have I misinterpreted it too? On this the sage says, "Yes son, keeping your wife tied does not mean that you keep her tied with a rope every day, rather it means that whenever there is any mutual disagreement between you two, there should be some squabbling. So don't leave your hands on your wife. As long as a woman's husband is in a relationship with her, she is bound in her relationship and she makes every possible effort to maintain her relationship completely, and at such a time, if there is some argument between you or some mistakes are made and at such a time you do not leave that woman's hand, then she will never leave you, but this does not mean that you should torture your wife, but your father wants to say here. The message was that whoever is engaged in a relationship with you, bind him in your relationship in such a way that even after quarrels and arguments with you, he cannot harm you, he cannot do anything wrong to you, and he cannot take advantage of you. Always keep your relationships tied, do not leave them loose, otherwise, they will slip out of your hands, and most of us make mistakes in our life and never give time to our new relationships, due to which their relationship does not become that strong. And because of this, they give up on their relationship, and you also made the same mistake. You had kept your wife tied, so how can she forgive you? And this is the reason why she left you. What you did to her doesn't deserve forgiveness, but you should apologize to your wife, because you have done wrong. So go and apologize to your wife, bring her back home. And these were the 4 things that your father tried to explain to you, but you misinterpreted all these things, and due to this you got completely ruined. But you still have a lot of time. If you follow all these things properly, then you can once again have that moment in your life. You can regain everything that you lost. All these things are the solution to all the problems of our life. You can look at them anyway. If you want to be successful, you have to work hard. You have to leave your house before the sun rises. And you will always have to return home only after the sun has set, so that no one snatches your wealth from you. You will have to tie your relationships in such a way that those relationships do not trouble you, do not hurt you, do not take advantage of you, and always have a good and healthy meal when you are hungry, so that you can live happily with every breath you have got. And always keep your relationships tied. Do not leave them loose, otherwise they will slip out of your hand, and you will definitely have dogs in your house. Or definitely keep a cat, so that your money is always safe. After following all these things in your life, you can once again get everything in your life which you have lost till date, and maybe you can progress even more. You can do this, you can get even more prosperity, you can make your life happy and prosperous. Having said this, the sage calmed down, and rich man's son had also understood all his mistakes. He bowed to that guru and returned back to his home. He implemented all 4 things in his life and followed them properly. After that, positive effects started appearing in his life. He was once again successful in making his business successful. He was once again successful in bringing his wife home, and seeing that his life had become happy and joyful. Friends, I hope you have learned a lot from this video, and if you have learned something, then do like, share this video of ours, and subscribe to Buddhist Story and channel. Please do write Namo Buddhaya in the comment section.